Thank you very much. Next up will be Mr. LaMalfa. Perfect time.
Hello, Mr. Secretary.
Afternoon.
Welcome to our little event here. Thank you. I'll launch right in here. So I'm a member from California, Northern California, and in my home state, we've had this project that was initiated in 2008 by a vote of the people for $9 billion worth of bond funds to go to the high-speed rail to complete a project from San Francisco to LA, right? So over the years, we've found that they fall farther and farther behind, and the price goes up and up and up. It was sold to the voters then in '08 as a $33 billion project with the possibility of adding also a Sacramento and a San Diego spur for a little more money later. Well, it's fallen way behind. It was supposed to be completed in 2020, actually, was the original sale that the voters were given. And now they hope to have one segment done by 2023. And the price has skyrocketed from the $33 billion that the voters saw on the ballot to a number somewhere around $105 billion. And it was supposed to also draw in a lot of private investment to make up for the difference between the $9 billion and the 33 at the time. So they've been able to lay their hands on or identify a number somewhere around 25 billion maybe for via cap and trade and other things for a $105 billion project. So we're $80 billion short of being able to build it out. And federal government has put forward recently, I think, about $2 billion in the recent IIJA and about $3.5 billion in the 2009 Stimulus Act of 2009. And so here we find ourselves 80 billion short to build out at whatever today's price is of a project that currently, if they can complete it in a certain amount of years, who knows, would go from not SF to LA, but Madera to Shafter, California, which Madera and Shafter are kind of like SF and LA, right? But anyway, I'm pretty tired of this project not meeting any promises and going way over and such. But I want you to be aware, Mr. Secretary, that a simple thing like the land acquisitions that are happening in the route, which they haven't identified the whole route yet. They know the easier part from through the valley and South Bay, linking up with the North Valley. They don't know how they're going to get it through the Tehachapis to LA. But they're not even paying people for the land that they've taken from them through eminent domain. Are you aware of that situation, sir?
You're saying that people have not been compensated for expropriation of their land?
Right.
I would want to see more details about the case here.
I'd be happy to supply that to you. So, I mean, can you support a federally backed project if it was more federal nexus of taking property without providing the compensation? You wouldn't do that, would you?
Well, any federally funded project would have to comply with all of the law with regard to obviously everything from Title VI to making sure people are appropriately accommodated. So again, I'd want to know more. Is this the subject of a federal complaint, to your knowledge? Anyway, we'll look into it.
We'll get back with you. Yes, sir. Thank you. But as the prices go up, when does the value become not there for the thing? I mean, I can see a seller here on the East Coast, high ridership, density of population, that works out, more or less. But here, we're decades behind now by the time we build it out, and the price has at least tripled. Now, if I had a bid for getting my roof done, they told me $33,000, and they show up to start changing shingles, and they said, oh, now it's $105,000. I'd say, I need a different bid. So what is, at the end point, what's right for the taxpayers on this?
So the way we view it is that that decision is not entirely up to the federal government. It's largely up to the project sponsor and the people of California. As you noted, there's federal money into this, especially from the 2009-2010 funds. But also the state has, in its recent budget agreement, I think, committed another 4.2. So what we really want to do is make sure that we're getting the greatest bang for our federal buck while partnering with the state in proceeding as they see fit.
They'll be looking to the feds for a lot more because we're about tapped out at the state level. Let me shift gears. I'm sorry. Time always goes fast. The AB5 implementation, that bill in California, which is basically taking small truckers and putting them out of business if they're not operating as an employee of a larger company. Have you provided any guidance to the truckers in the state about how we're going to apply with AB5 and not have just a complete loss of those pool of truckers and already the supply chain issues we have?
Well, certainly a priority for us is to increase employment in trucking, and we've seen that has grown substantially. In this case, we've been able to engage with the different players, but I need to emphasize also that when it comes to the litigation that's going on over this, the department is not a party to that.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking owner-operators, not necessarily employees. The owner-operators, do they have a place at the table anymore?
Say again?
Do the owner-operators have a place at the table anymore, do you see?
We certainly think owner-operators are a very important part of the future of trucking, just as they are the present.
Okay, thank you. We have the PRO Act being had in D.C.
I think the time is-
As AB5, but anyway, thank you, Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
Thank you very much, Congressman. Next up will be Congressman Huffman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Mr. Secretary. It's great to see you. Welcome back